Hello, Eurovision fans. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, Eurovision Histories. We are just 6 days away from the final of Eurovision 2023. I cannot believe it, and I'm so excited. We've also seen TV feed clips of all 37 participants and their performances, and I want to therefore make an update to my prediction on who the winner of Eurovision 2023 will be. I can already tell you that there have been quite some changes, and if you know my videos from before, I usually had a top 10 of the most likely winners. That has narrowed down to a top 5 because I do think that there are just 5 countries left who actually have a chance of winning the whole thing. Before getting to that, I want to make some honorable mention as well, and also let you know why I personally think they are not in it with a chance to win, even though many people think they might be. First of all, I have Spain. I just think that this performance is too ethnic for the juries, and it is not accessible enough for the general audience and for the televote. She also had the bad luck of drawing first half, which kind of cements my opinion that this is not going to get that many televotes in the end. She does have a great performance, a great voice. That's not to say it's not good. And I would be quite happy with a Spanish win, to be honest, but not this year. I really don't think this is the kind of song that screams Eurovision winner to me. And she hasn't moved in the odds that much since the rehearsals started. So that's another indication to me. Then Israel, I just don't think that this song is good enough. It kind of feels too disjointed and too made for Eurovision. It sounds like something that was made to have a dance break and kind of constructed around the dance break that we saw in the rehearsal clip, which is really impressive. And it will get lots of televotes. It will get jury votes as well for being a slick pop performance, but it will not be enough to win Eurovision, I don't think. Czechia, lots of people had this as their favorite very early on. I do like the performance. I do think this will do well, but it doesn't seem like the kind of performance that has a mass appeal to really win Eurovision to me. Armenia, this mostly because of the staging. I don't really like that staging, and I don't think it adds a lot to the performance and the song, unfortunately. So that is why I don't believe anymore that Armenia will win. And Italy, this kind of pains my heart to have to say this because I love Marco, and having Italy win would be a dream come true with one of my favorite artists. But he is in the first half as well, and I'm kind of scared that either Spain or Italy will get an early running order spot because France is also in the first half, and she will not get a bad one because she's the third favorite. So I'm a bit scared for that. I don't think the staging, as much as we have seen now at least, is really enough to clinch the trophy. I do think Italy will do really well with the jury vote. I'm not so sure about the televote, unfortunately, but I really want them to win. And this was my number 3 in the last prediction. Austria has kind of fallen out because the staging is pretty okay. I was really anxious about the staging. I do think that the quirkiness from the music video that made this song so special is missing in this new performance. It seems very slick and modern, a bit Benjamin Ingrosso style performance, which didn't work that well, at least with the televote. I do still think that they will do well, but I don't really see a pathway anymore for Austria to win this year. That concludes my honorable mentions. So now let's go to my top 5 most likely countries to win 2023. Number 5, I have Ukraine. It has increased a bit and has kicked out, for example, Austria. I think we cannot say yet how big the televote for Ukraine will be this year. They have a very slick song, a great staging for this song that also puts across the message, and this will get quite a few jury votes. Maybe, probably not, but maybe close to what Stefania got, and then they don't need a giant televote anymore to maybe be a compromise winner coming second in the televote, which I think is quite likely, actually, thinking about how many points they got last year, and then coming 5th or something in the jury vote. And if the other countries separate the votes enough, that might actually be enough. I don't give it a high chance. You can see 1% winning chance, but I do still think that Ukraine is in it with a chance. I don't think it should happen because that would kind of hurt the reputation of Eurovision, I think, having Ukraine win again, but it is still a possibility. In fourth place, I have Norway. It hasn't moved since last time. I do think that the performance is good. And what I am most impressed by are the TikTok numbers of the rehearsal clip, for example. It seems to still be a viral hit, and people know what it is, and people might vote for it for that reason. It might do incredibly well in the televote, and we might underestimate it because we have just listened to this song for such a long time now. It has also grown on me last week, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible in this. And I do think that this could do really, really well. And I see also, again, if one country wins the televote, one country wins the jury vote, and Norway kind of does really well in both, that there is a possibility of it getting through and getting the Eurovision crown. In third place, and she has increased a lot, is France, Zarra, évidemment. Obviously, because of this incredible staging. I love the rehearsal clip. I've watched it 17 times today, I think. It just looks so classy, and this panning camera shot that we will have a lot of in this performance, I think. It just looks elevated, literally, out of this world. It looks like a music video when the camera is really just on her and you have that background with the lights that no other act has. It completely stands out. The one thing that I'm a bit worried about is that she drew first half, so she will be quite early on in the running order. Voila, for example, that did really well for France, was quite late in the running order. So if the other two that I'm going to reveal in a minute are very late, that might hurt its chances. But France has a very good chance to win the jury vote, I think, because of the style of song, because of her vocal performance. And with this staging, they have really increased their possibility of getting a really good televote as well. And again, France might be a compromise winner, second in the televote maybe, who knows, or third, and then first in the jury, and that might be enough to win. Because if Loreen sings like she did in the rehearsal, I don't think that will happen, but if she does, there is a chance that Zarra will eat up lots of jury votes. Next, I have the two countries that are left, and you already knew what they were, I think. They are Sweden and Finland. Last time Sweden was my number one pick, and Finland my number two. Let's look at what has changed since then. In the arts, Sweden has gone down by 7%, which is not that much, but it is quite a bit. And Finland has increased by 8%. So that means they are 15% closer together than they were before. Sweden won the jury vote, the Eurojury and the OGAE vote. However, Finland did incredibly well in the OGAE, and that is one reason why I think this song has a way bigger appeal than we might think. And this happened yesterday, and it's quite incredible to me, Finland is now leading in the My Scoreboard Eurovision app. So people are really getting behind it, and Sweden fell into second place. These are Eurovision fans, I understand that, and it might be lots of Finns entering the app. It might be Eurovision fans wanting Sweden to be Finland ahead of Sweden, and thus changing their votes. I don't know, but the fact that it has changed shows that Finland has a bit more momentum at the moment than Sweden does. Loreen is still doing much better in the charts. And then we have the difference jury televote. I think Sweden can do well in both. And Finland will crush, I think, the televote, most probably. Having a giant televote might actually be enough to equal out or equalize a really big Swedish jury win. We saw that with Måneskin, we saw that with Kalush Orchestra, that a big televote win can actually help. And then there's one point that I thought of. The other televote-friendly songs like Austria, like Israel, to me, didn't deliver as well as I thought they might. So the televote might center around Käärijä, and he might get lots and lots of points because he doesn't have that much competition in the televote field. Whereas Sweden has, in the jury vote, quite a lot of competition with Italy, with France, with Spain, with maybe Estonia if they make it to the final. So there is just more, and Israel also might be a jury song that juries like. So there is an argument to be had that the jury win for Sweden might not be as big, and the televote win for Finland might be as big enough to equal out that. All of this to say that I have changed my prediction, and I now have Finland as the most likely country to win Eurovision 2023. Now, in a week, I might say I was completely off, and obviously Sweden was the winner all along. I'm giving 25% winning chance to both Sweden and Finland, but I do see all of the arguments I just mentioned, and they are kind of favoring a little bit, a smidge, Finland compared to Sweden. This is my prediction for who the winner of Eurovision will be 1 week before the final. I will do an update on the Friday or Saturday of the final. So please subscribe to my channel. There will be lots of other videos. I'm predicting Semi 1 and Semi 2 as well, coming up very soon. So subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you for my next video if you want. Bye bye.